Imagine someone standing in a burning room, smoke curling around their head, flames licking the walls, and instead of calling for help, they calmly sip their coffee, pretending everything is normal. Strange, isn't it? Yet, that's exactly what some people do every single day. Not with fire, but with their struggles, their fears, their mental weight. They refuse help, even when it's offered, even when it could save them. Why? What drives a mind to reject the very thing that could make life easier, lighter, or less lonely? Let's be honest, asking for help is uncomfortable. It makes you vulnerable. It exposes a weakness we've all been conditioned to hide. Society loves heroes, self-sufficient, strong, untouchable. And some people take that expectation to the extreme, turning it into a personal code. I do not need help, ever. There's a certain dark pride in it, like a badge of honor. But beneath the surface, there's often something more unsettling. You see, refusing help isn't always about strength. Sometimes it's about control. Letting someone in, even a little, risks chaos. It risks dependence. And for people who refuse help, chaos is terrifying. They've built a fortress around themselves, brick by brick, carefully hiding cracks that only they can see. Hand them a lifeline, and they'll push it away, not out of arrogance, but fear. Fear of losing themselves. Fear of showing the parts that are fragile, messy, human. And here's the paradox. They're often drowning silently. They're carrying burdens that would crush most people. Emotional weight, past traumas, secrets too heavy to share. Yet, to the outside world, they appear unshakable. They smile, joke, nod politely, maybe even offer help to others. But the irony is deliciously cruel. They never accept the same kindness in return. It's like watching someone balance on a cliff edge, perfectly composed, while screaming silently inside. Some people never ask for help because they've been hurt before. Maybe someone they trusted betrayed them. Maybe a parent, a friend, or a partner left when they were most vulnerable. Asking again feels like opening a wound that never healed. And so they tell themselves, I'll handle it, alone. It's safer that way. Pain is guaranteed when you open up, they think, so why take the risk? Better to be lonely than broken. Better to be silent than disappointed. But there's another, darker layer to this behavior, a sense of superiority. Yes, some refuse help because they actually enjoy carrying the weight that others cannot. There's a twisted satisfaction in surviving without support, in proving, sometimes even to themselves, that they are invincible, that they are stronger, smarter, tougher. It's not humility, it's a subtle form of arrogance, a secret pride in being the one who never bends, never folds, never needs anyone else. And that arrogance isolates them even further. Because while they feel untouchable, the rest of the world sees, well, just a lonely figure in the dark, smiling bravely, but fading slowly inside. Then there's the habit of self-sabotage, often lurking unnoticed. Some people refuse help because they believe they don't deserve it. Maybe their mind whispers cruelly that they are unworthy, broken beyond repair, a problem too messy to fix. Or maybe they think if someone else steps in, the illusion of control slips and the carefully curated chaos of their life is exposed. It's a kind of self-imposed punishment, a way to reinforce the narrative they've built for themselves. I am alone. I am sufficient. I am untouchable. Even if they secretly wish it weren't true. And don't mistake this behavior for confidence. There's a thin line between strength and stubbornness, between resilience and self-destruction. Many who refuse help are walking that line precariously, often tipping into despair without anyone noticing. They're like caged birds who refuse the open sky, afraid that freedom comes with vulnerability. It's tragic, and yet strangely mesmerizing. Watching someone so fiercely independent struggle alone evokes a dark fascination, a mix of admiration and pity. Here's the thing: the refusal to ask for help is contagious. People around them may begin to mimic the behavior, thinking it's admirable, necessary even. And the cycle continues. Loneliness masked as strength, suffering disguised as dignity. Meanwhile, the real victims aren't just those who refuse help, they're the people around them who care, who want to reach in, who are blocked at every attempt. It's a silent war, waged in shadows, in gestures left unmade, in words never spoken. Some might call this behavior brave. Some might call it tragic. Some might even call it insane. And in a way, all of those are true. But here's the cruel irony. Refusing help doesn't make life easier. It doesn't make pain disappear. It doesn't make the storms inside any less violent. All it does is ensure that the burden is carried alone, silently, and often unnecessarily. Because help isn't weakness, it's connection. It's humanity. And rejecting it is choosing isolation over life itself, one day at a time. Yet, there's a lesson here that's hard, bitter, and necessary. If you recognize this in yourself, or someone close to you, it's a signal, not a flaw. Humans are not meant to endure life alone. And the dark truth about those who refuse help isn't just about isolation, it's about fear, pride, and the fragile illusion of control. It's about the invisible chains we forge when we think being alone equals being strong. But true strength, true resilience, it often begins with the courage to admit that you cannot and should not carry everything alone. So, the next time you meet someone who smiles while silently drowning, don't envy them. Don't admire their stubbornness. Instead, understand them. Look closer and maybe, just maybe, offer your hand again. Because even the strongest walls have cracks, and even the most self-reliant souls sometimes need someone to remind them that reaching out isn't weakness. It's survival. It's sanity. It's human. And the dark, uncomfortable truth? Many of them won't take it. They might push your hand away with a polite smile, a joke, or a shrug. That's the paradox of the mind that refuses help. It fears connection more than it fears suffering. And watching that unravel silently is as fascinating as it is heartbreaking. So, what do you do when you see it? You wait. You observe. You offer without pressure. And if they never accept, well, now you understand the shadow that guides their choices. You understand the complex, lonely architecture of a mind that refuses to ask for help. And maybe, just maybe, you glimpse the uncomfortable truth about all of us. Sometimes we all build walls. And sometimes those walls are the only things keeping us alive, or slowly, quietly, alone.